Hey, 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 what's good? What's good? What up? What up? What up? It's your boy B to the Dubs, and this is the next episode of the Humanity Project podcast. This is, a new avenue for me. I had somebody actually suggest that I, record the episodes and post them on the YouTube channel. So, you know what? Let's just try it. Let's try it and see how it works out. I'm going to put the episode on the YouTube page, and also I'm going to put it on the regular platforms: Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and also iHeartMedia. You can go and check those out at your uh, regular places that you listen to podcasts. But let's try and see how this goes. Okay, this is the Humanity Project podcast. Thank you for joining me. And if you are a new listener, thank you, or a new viewer, thank you for coming and checking out the podcast. And if you are a returning listener or viewer, I definitely appreciate all the love and support. Thank you for coming back. It is an honor for me to be able to share information with you, and it is a bigger privilege to be able to have you come back and listen to, my show. This is my little corner of the world, and I tell people all the time that all podcasts are people telling their stories about whatever it is that they enjoy. Celebrities have podcasts. Hey, somebody that may have a podcast, and they may be talking about food, or some sort of life experience, or maybe their travel experience. It could be a whole lot of different things, but this podcast is all about compassion and how we can better show compassion to other people and also to ourselves. All right, I always intro the shows with that because I want everybody to know that compassion is a very, very important piece in our humanity. And in these days and times right now, it's fleeting. Kindness and having a good heart, and wanting to help people and being compassionate, and wanting to be kind. It is a lost art right now, and I want to be able to talk to you about how we can gain that back. All right, how we can better show one another compassion, because it's important. It's very important. And this episode is going to be really, really fun for me because we're going to get to talk about a whole lot of things. First of all, if you are on Facebook or on Instagram, you can join a community at the Humanity Project Podcast. Type the whole thing in, the Humanity Project Podcast, Facebook and on IG. And also check out the YouTube channel, the Humanity Project Podcast. And if you have any feedback for the show, if you like the show, if there's something that you want to hear, all you have to do is plug into our email address at the Humanity Project Podcast at gmail.com. Once again, that's the Humanity Project Podcast at gmail.com. Everything that's coming out of here is branded the Humanity Project Podcast. It's all one word, okay? IG, Facebook, email address, YouTube channel, all of it, the Humanity Project Podcast. Okay, so this episode, we're going to talk about something that I feel that everybody needs to do. Everybody can take part in. It doesn't necessarily cost you anything but time. And that's self-care. Okay, self-care. Self-care. Not this doesn't have anything to do with anybody else. Um, it has to do with you, yourself. And I want to talk about ways that you can treat yourself better. We go through a rat race. Most of us go through a rat race, and we get up in the morning, we get ready for work. If you have children, you're getting your children ready for work. You are dealing with issues at work, and then you come home and deal with issues at home, and you may deal with issues at church. And I'm not saying that they're all negative, because they're not. All situations that you deal with are not negative, but even if they're positive, they still will take some time, or they'll create some sort of pressure, or they will manifest into maybe a bigger project. And we've got things that are always pulling at us all the time, unless we're asleep. And then sometimes, worry pulls at us if we're asleep. So we have lots of different things that, we go through during a day. But I believe that you have to take time out during the day to take care of yourself some kind of way. And we're going to talk about that today. And I hope that in speaking on self-care that you will find something that you can do to help you with your ability to take care of yourself. And we're going to talk about three different aspects. We're going to talk about physical self-care. We're going to talk about mental self-care, and we're going to talk about spiritual self-care. All right. Physical, mental, spiritual. They're all important. One is not more important than the other. They all work hand in hand to make you healthy as a whole. All right. You can go and exercise and do everything that you want to do in the gym, but then your mind's run down. So that takes a toll on you, or you're missing the spiritual piece in your life. So we're going to talk about all of that during this episode, okay? Let's start out with, and I've said this before, and this is going to be strange for me, but if you didn't know, I don't take a lot of notes. I don't write a lot of things down, which potentially is a flaw of mine. I don't write things down. I'm not the best planner, but I did write I wrote a lot of things down for this show. And I'm kind of proud of that because it shows some sort of evolution. And writing is something that we'll talk about a little later on in the show. But let's talk about what self-care is first. All right. Self-care is anything that you can do for yourself. All right. Let me repeat that again. Anything that you can do for yourself that helps you to stay healthy, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Okay. Let me tell you one more time. Anything that you can do for yourself that helps you to stay healthy, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Okay. And let me also add, anything that's legal. Okay, I don't want you out there doing anything illegal, doing anything that you're not supposed to do. We're talking about, wholesome, healthy, positive things that can help you take care of yourself. Okay, and let's move from what it is to what it can help you do. Okay, self-care, there's a purpose for doing it, and it helps your mental health. Okay, self-care will help you to ease your mind. It will help you to relax your mind. It will help you to think clearer, give you a different path, and maybe it can help you to see different perspectives. So it keeps your mind fresh. It's kind of like, when a lot of people have those apps on their phones where they're playing those brain games, and it keeps their mind fresh. Or they play those puzzle games, and those things like Wordle. People love Wordle right now, but that's something that keeps their mind fresh. Those word searches and things like that. Those productive puzzle games that keep you going. That refreshes your mind. That makes you think. That keeps your brain active. Okay, so self-care can help you with your mental health, also your physical health. All right, going to the gym. For those who like to be in that type of environment, or those who just like to walk. Okay. Some sort of physical activity can help you when we're talking about self-care and keeping your physical body, healthy. You only get one. You only get one body. You have been entrusted by God with one body. So we got to take care of the one body. Okay. And another thing that self-care can help you do is it can help you stay connected to you. That seems, I don't know, not weird, but when you hear it, it's like, oh, I'm always connected to me. Well, you know what? Sometimes, and this has happened to me before, you can get away from yourself. You can just, you can be doing things and you can just be so busy that you don't pay attention to what's happening with yourself. You are just going, and you just completing tasks and you're doing everything that you set out to do, but then you're running your body down. But you think go means good. And sometimes it does not mean good. You could be running yourself down and you don't even know it. So being self-aware and taking self-care measures will help you to stay connected to yourself and also to help you stay connected to others. Okay. I was speaking to somebody at work today, as a matter of fact, and we were just speaking about how humans are made to interact with one another. We're not made to, be hermits. We're not made to just be by ourselves. Now, I'm not going to tell you that alone time is not good. Hey, that's part of self-care as well. All right. But we're made to interact. We are made to communicate with other people. We're made to talk to other people. We are made to, network with other people. So, having some measure of self-care will help you to stay connected with people. You know what I'm saying? I gave the example about the gym. You go to the gym and you can just be around people. All right. You may not have to talk to everybody because there are people who go to the gym and they're just focused, but they like being in that type of environment. All right. Church, for example, a lot of people, when COVID first happened and we had to shut it down, church was the place where a lot of people, interacted with one another. That was their space to be able to talk to people after service, catch up before service, catch up, you know what I'm saying? So, being able to connect with other people is very, very important. We don't want to take that for granted. We want to be able to stay connected with our family, stay connected to our friends, and being aware is very, very important. Okay, so let's see. All right, let me give you some basic steps, some basic tips about self-care. Now, these things you may be doing already, but these are just really simple things that you can do to help you with self-care. Once again, this is the Humanity Project podcast, and I'm your host, B Dubs, and we're talking about self-care, how you can better have self-care. It's important. It's very important to do that, and there are a whole lot of different measures, and we're going to start by talking about some basic tips for self-care. Number one, this was real easy, and this is something that I started doing about maybe a month ago. Simply stay hydrated. All right. You don't want to move through the day and not have water intake. Okay. I have been drinking lots of water in the past month, and I actually do feel better. I feel better. Now, I can't tell you I'm not going to the bathroom every couple of hours, but I try to drink a gallon of water every day. I try. I don't succeed every day, but I try to get there. I have, a couple of liter bottles that I'll take with me to work, and I'll fill them up, and throughout the day I'm trying to drink them, and I'll try to go through 4 or 5 of them a day. And I know a lot of people who are buying these water jugs, and they have the marks on them where it tells you how much you have to go and all that type of stuff. I mean, and that's cool. However it is that you need to drink your water, then do that. You know what I'm saying? Now, everybody can't drink a gallon of water. So you have to know you and how much you can, how much water intake you can have. So, but stay hydrated, you know what I'm saying? Especially in the summertime, it's getting ready to get hot outside. So, make sure that you get hydrated before you go and do any outside activities. If you know you're going to be outside for a while, and it doesn't have to be, in the yard, maybe you're going to a outdoor event or a family reunion or whatever it is, make sure that you drink your water. Okay. Number 2, get some rest. Don't burn it at both ends all the time. Okay. I've heard this saying so many times, and I don't agree with it. People will say, well, I'll sleep when I'm dead. Well, when you're dead, you not waking up. So get your sleep, get your rest. You're supposed to get 8 hours of sleep every night, and sometimes that's not realistic. I will raise my hand and say that it's some nights it's not realistic to get 8 hours, but get what you can get. Try to get at least 6. You know what I'm saying? Try to get at least 6 hours of sleep every night. Tell your children that it's important for them to rest. They have to have, their energy to go to school and to make sure that they're alert and aware when they have to, take tests or do assignments. They've got to have enough rest to be able to do their duties. So we want to encourage rest. And there are some days where, you can, veg out on the couch and, watch your Netflix and do all that. You know what I'm saying? That's rest. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to push it to the limit all the time. Sometimes, yep, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But you've got to find some space to rest. Number 3, make sure that you eat. My aunt, and she's gone now, but I used to, get on her, and all our family would get on her about eating. You know what I'm saying? Like she would, holidays, she would be the one where we would go to her house and she would make all this food, and, she's preparing food for her army, and then we all eat, and then, after everybody eats, she got a little plate, little salad plate with food on it. And I'm, Auntie, why don't you eat? You know what I'm saying? So eating is very important. It sounds very elementary, but there are some folks who, don't eat during the day, or they forget to eat because they're so busy. Nah, you gotta eat. You have to have some square meals in there. You gotta be able to snack some. Sam's and Costco and all that, Walmart, they're good for, if you can find something in bulk, keep it in your desk drawer. You know what I'm saying? Keep it in your book bag, keep it in your purse, have something that you can munch on, because you don't want to go hours and hours and hours and not have anything. That's just not healthy. So make sure that you have some sort of sustenance, that you eat something, during the day. The 4th one is connect with your body. All right, connect with your body, whether that means exercising, whether that means you have to have some sort of regimen to work out. But mainly, when I talk about connecting with your body, I want to tell you, go to the doctor. Go to the doctor. Have your check-ins, have your physicals, because your physicals are tune-ups for your body. Okay, so you want to make sure that you connect with your body. If something's wrong, don't wait. You know what I'm saying? Go to the doctor. And people my age, I'll be 45 on my next birthday. And I tell people all the time, I joke with my friends, once you turn 40, that check engine light starts coming on. And, when it does, when that thing start blinking, when that knee start blinking, or that hip start blinking and squeaking, you got to go, go to the doctor, get it checked out. You know what I'm saying? You want to have preventative maintenance. You know what I'm saying? You want to be proactive and not reactive. Okay. Number 5, and we alluded to this earlier, reach out to people. Okay. That's a basic premise of humanity. Reach out to people. And I'm not just talking about, a text every now and again. Call them. You know what I'm saying? Call your folks. Call your people. They want to hear your voice just like you want to hear their voice. All right. That's important. You know what I'm saying? We're so busy and we'll send a text and think everything is cool, but I can't hear your voice in a text. You know what I'm saying? I can't hear your vocal tone in a text. I can't hear if you're in distress with a text. So it's important to keep in touch with your people. Okay, call them. You know what I'm saying? Have a conversation with them. It's very important. Like I said, that human interaction is something that we need, and we have to have that. And the last one. This is number 6 on my list, but this one is very important. Basic tips on self-care. Give your mind and your eyes a break. And you all know what I'm talking about when I say mind and eyes. I'm talking about, that little screen that you look at is about this big. You know what I'm saying? It's called a smartphone. Put it down for a little while. Okay? Put it down. Let it rest while you rest. I read articles about, you shouldn't have screen time, an hour before you go to bed. You shouldn't scroll through your phone an hour before you go to bed, because that will keep your mind rolling. You know what I'm saying? People have gotten glued to social media because they think they'll miss something. Look, you put your phone down, you're not missing anything. All right. Those celebrities that you following are not following you. Those people out there, those athletes that you follow, they are not worried about you. So put the phone down, let it rest, let it charge while you charge. Okay. Maybe you need to have a conversation with your kid, you know what I'm saying? Or your partner, or uh, maybe you need to get some work done. And that's cool. Let that phone rest a little bit. Okay. I implore you to please put it down, because you'll be able to find something else that will spark your interest. Or maybe you just need to close your eyes and just take a nap or lay down, because it's important to let that mind kind of rest for a little bit. All right, so once again, this is Humanity Project Podcast. I'm your host, B Dubs. We're talking about self-care on this episode, and let's go through some of the 3 points. Okay, physical self-care. We talked about exercise. All right, and I'm somebody who says that you don't need to get some sort of large gym membership. You don't have to pay $100 a month to go to somebody's gym. You can walk around the block. For me, I have a part-time job, and I walk probably 3 miles every evening. You know what I'm saying? That's exercise. That's getting me moving. Now, I'm diabetic, so I gotta move. I have to be active, and so that helps me to be active. Eat healthy. Now, the caveat to eat healthy is what it costs. People say, "Oh, eat healthy is, it's expensive, and I don't know if I want to spend this on healthy food." Well, here's the alternative. You don't eat healthy food, then you gotta go to the doctor. Stuff will start happening. You get clogged up, you know what I'm saying? Your arteries get clogged up, you know what I'm saying? You start having different health problems, so eat healthy. There's the pros are wonderful. The cons may be the price, but what price will you pay ultimately if you don't eat healthy? All right, you're gonna pay a bigger price for not eating healthy than you would if you did. So eating healthy is important. Also, getting enough sleep. We talked about that. We talked about making sure that you get enough rest, and maybe practice some relaxation techniques. Yoga, Pilates, stretching. You can take 5 or 10 minutes at home and just stretch, and your body will feel so much better. You know what I'm saying? You'll be able to pop up a little bit more when you wake up the next day when you stretch. I do that all the time. Well, y'all know I ran track, so I'm used to stretching and calisthenics and those types of things, and it's very relaxing, and it feels great after you get done stretching. So maybe that's something that you need to try. Abstain from substance abuse. All right, now I'm not just talking drugs; I'm talking alcohol as well. If you are a light drinker or a social drinker, I get it. But when you start, doing all that heavy drinking and the heavy drugs, that does not bode well for your body. So you have to really maintain that, because that can go downhill really fast. So try to stay away from, all the alcohol and all the drugs. And also pursue creative outlets. You know what I'm saying? If you have the urge to go hiking and you're able to, or camping or anything like that, anything physical, man, go do it. You know what I'm saying? Go and run a 5K. Train to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like next year, what I want to do, there's a big race in Charleston, South Carolina called a Cooper River Bridge Run. And I want to do that. Now, I might not run it. I would like to walk it. And I want to take my family, with me. You know what I'm saying? My wife and my son and my mom, we'll go down and take part in that. And that's something that, you know what I'm saying, I can look forward to. That's a goal, you know what I'm saying? So set a goal. If there's a physical activity that you want to do, go out and try it. You know what I'm saying? All right, so that was, physical self-care. Now let's talk about mental self-care. Okay. For one, take a break. Whether it's at your job or whether it's at home, take a few minutes to recharge. It's easy to, get enthralled in your work, and it's easy to, get busy really fast, but you've got to be mindful to take a break, slow down for a second, go get you something to drink, get you something to eat, sit down and relax your mind for a few minutes so that you can take those few minutes and not think about the task at hand. Get some rest, find some relaxation, 15, 20 minutes, or however your break is, however long your break is, go back at it. Read. Find some things that you love to read or like to read about. Some people love nonfiction. Some people love fiction books. Some people like do-it-yourself books. Some people like, you know, those self-help books. Whatever it is that you like to read, do it. Listen to music. I'm a DJ. Y'all know that. And music is my getaway sometimes. Music is my escape. I can go out and listen to, you know, and I'm a old school hip hop fan, so I have a lot to choose from. I can go all the way from, you know, Wu-Tang Clan to, you know, Souls of Mischief to Gang Starr to Outkast. I mean, there's so much music that I could listen to. And when I'm stressed or when I feel like I need to have some sort of escape, music is it. So whatever type of music you like, I want you to, you know, go and listen to some music, and that will help you to escape sometimes. Let's see. This one's a big one. This one's a big one. Reflect on who you are. Reflection is really, really important. It's tough sometimes because it's hard to look in the mirror. But reflect on who you are. And if there are things that you want to improve, there's no reason why you can't start improving them. You know, whether they are physical, you know, whether they are mental or spiritual. If there are things that you want to improve on in your life, there's no reason why you can't. And don't wait until the new year, you know, New Year's resolutions and stuff. You know what? If you don't wait until January the 1st, especially if it's February the 5th, you know what I'm saying? That means you got to wait almost a whole year. Nope. If you need to change something on April the 21st, then start on April 21st. If you need to change something on August the 5th, change it on August the 5th. Don't wait. Don't do the New Year's resolution. And I know that, you know, that's something that, you know, people use as a goal. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you need to make a change immediately, make a change that day. Don't wait on it. And also, you know, think about the things that you're grateful for. I am somebody who was not grateful for life for a while. But once I found out I had diabetes and I got over the initial, you know, being upset about it, I really started being grateful for my life. I started being grateful for the things that I had been given. I was taking a lot of things for granted. I was taking my family for granted. I was taking my job for granted, the ability to be able to work for granted. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very grateful for everything that I receive. And I'm also grateful that I'm able to give some too. And a lot of times it's not about giving money, it's about giving time. You know, like right now, like I love the fact that I'm able to talk to you about what compassion should look like. All right, so we talked about physical and mental. Now let's talk about spiritual self-care. Now this is not a religious program, and I don't want to think that I'm getting ready to run you down that road, because spiritual things are not necessarily religious. You know, it's about, you know, how you process things sometimes, your character, morals, all that type of stuff. That's part of, you know, what your spiritual being is. And one thing that you can do with your spiritual self-care is meditate. Take some time to just chill out. Think about the things that you have to do. What I would do when I meditate, sometimes I'm just thankful. I'm thankful for, you know, the things that I am doing, that I'm going to do. I look forward to what the future holds for me and my family. So those are the things that I meditate about sometimes. Spend some time alone. Find some time, etch out some time in your schedule, and it could be 15 minutes, it could be half an hour. You know, just some time where you can just turn it off and be by yourself. And I know sometimes that's hard. It's hard when you have a family. It's hard when you have different activities, extracurricular and all that type of stuff, but find some time for yourself. Journal, you know, write in your journal. Find a notebook or find a pad or find something that you can just write down. You know, for me, I started journaling and it was very, you know, cathartic, very reflective, because I was telling a friend of mine that journaling is like talking to a therapist, but not. You get to see everything that you put on the paper, and you know, once you write something down, it becomes real. You know, you can think about it and it'll be in your mind and it's just up there. But once you put it on a piece of paper, you can see it. It's there. It's real. You can't take that back. Even if you erase it, you still know you wrote it. So journal and write. You know, be of service in your community. That's something that can help you with your spiritual, being able to know that you're helping people, that you're helping somebody do something, or you're providing a service. And, when you see people that are thankful and they'll tell you that you're thankful, that does something to you. That really makes the difference when you are, providing a service, whether it's, working in a soup kitchen or handing out clothes. Um, I know that that was my alarm. Sorry. I know that there are people out there who will just, um, give out clothes just out of the goodness of their heart. Like my man Paul, he goes out and he, just gives clothes to people who need it. There's no prerequisite, there's no forms, there's no nothing. And I have a pastor friend, Pastor Herrera. He every week Golden Harvest Food Bank comes to his church and they just give out so much food, and it doesn't cost the people anything, but it's just something that they want to do to help the community. Man, I took part in that a couple times and I felt so good after doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like that really refreshed um my faith in people, because I saw people just being so thankful and them just being grateful, and that really really helped me reestablish that people are good. People are inherently good. They learn bad traits and they learn bad habits, but inherently people are good. So be of service in your community. And also, being spiritual means praying. And I'm not here to tell you who to pray to. I know who I pray to. You may pray to somebody or something different, and that's up to you. There's no judgment here. I know who I believe in. I believe in my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I believe he died on the cross for me, and I believe that by praying, he hears what I'm saying. And whatever religion you partake in, or a part of the religion that you are a part of, it's fine. Whatever belief system you have, if praying is part of it, I suggest that you pray. And I don't mean just one prayer a week, or sometimes you got to keep praying in order for it to work. I have been somebody who has been lost, got off the path, went in the woods, and forgot to pray. But praying helps you in your spiritual life. It helps you with guidance. It helps you with how to steer your life. So praying is important for your spirituality. Self-care, it's important. And I want you to find whatever it is that you can do for self-care. The things that are important to you, the things that you can take part in to be to be more aware of yourself. Self-care will help you to notice things about you. I want you to choose one thing that I talked about in each category. One thing in physical self-care, one thing in mental self-care, and one thing in spiritual self-care. And I want you to write it down, make it a goal that you will try and do those three things. Now, if you can do more, that's great. I just want you to choose one out of those categories that I talked about. Go back and listen to, the show, figure out, which ones you want. Or if there's something different that I haven't said, write that down. It's important that we take care of ourselves, because if we don't, we can't take care of anybody else. I say that all the time, and I believe that. I don't really get it when people tell other folks, I want to take care of you, I want to do this, but then cannot take care of themselves in their own lives. That's a red flag for me. I have started to not believe that. And I don't know if I believe folks who will tell me I want to do, X, Y, and Z for you, but then not do it for themselves. Right? I got to see you do it first. So please take part in some self-care. I want you to be the best you that you can be. And that's it. That's it. That's because if we all can do that, then we all can help other people so much more. Okay. If we are sound in our own mind, body, and spirit, then we can help other people more than we know. So do that. Participate in some self care. Okay. Thank you for joining me on the Humanity Project podcast. I really, really am thankful that you decided to watch or that you decided to listen. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel at the Humanity Project podcast. Also, Facebook and Instagram, just type in the Humanity Project podcast. You can listen to the podcast on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and also iHeartMedia. You can listen to the show on the EmpireRadio.com. That's THA EmpireRadio.com every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Thanks so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. And until next time, I'm your boy Dubs, B to the Dubs, that is. And my challenge to you, as always, is be compassionate to somebody else on purpose. Because if you are compassionate to somebody else, they will be more apt to be compassionate to the next person. So until next time, this is Humanity Project Podcast. It's Dubs. Holla at your boy. Peace.